As I awake from my sleep and hit pause on the podcast player, I head my way to the bathroom to rinse my face and let reality flood in. But before this can happen, my mind is aflurry with memories. Me on a beach with a granddaughter, moving into a new castle, confronting a twin brother I have never met, leaving a feral child in the woods to grow into a demon. I believe there was an opera too, somewhere in there. All flashes of things that are unfamiliar, but roads I know I have walked many times before. As these slowly fade and my current reality of who I am takes over, I am fully aware for maybe even just a moment that my own life may feel like a fragmented patch of dreams, that the coherence I feel as the water hits my face is the illusion, and the memories and the dreams are the reality. A patchwork of quantum data in which I am an ant slowly crawling across, seeing only the path directly ahead, but being vaguely aware of a world that I know entirely but can only see a piece of at a time. I think about what it means to be omniscient, and I think about my dream world, a place that I have been, whose intricacies I do not consciously know, yet must reside within me, a part of the whole, or the whole part, as it were. And as I consider this, I also realize that I am omniscient in the world around me, even if it does not feel it. And it is only in this moment at the sink when I can truly see the full totality, that my existence is more akin to the film Rashomon, that I am all of the angles looking in at the center, rather than the center looking out at the angles. That is where this journey of airships and chocobos and heroes defeating the darkness has brought me, a realization of all of my potential and personalities. And as I look down at my paused podcast player and consider continuing the journey, I realize that though I do not want to listen to any more of these two insufferable idiots, my journey is nearly over.
Welcome to No One Can Know About This, a podcast where we play every Final Fantasy. I'm Jeff Ekman.
And I'm Ryan Kazmiski.
And here we go. It's Season 3, Episode 25. It's Part 1 of the finale.
Yep, this week we finished the game.
Holy shit.
I mean, man, the other seasons were crazy.
Right.
Just in terms of the workload, but I feel like this
has almost killed me.
This was on a whole other level.
This is a whole, I can't wait to play 7, but holy shit, this season has been insane to put together. It's been an amazing learning experience, but we've got 2 episodes ahead of us.
Yeah.
We'll do more wrap-up at the end of it. But wow, we're here. It's been like 6 months of you guys listening to this. Thanks for coming along on this journey.
Yeah, it wouldn't be anything without you guys actually listening to it. I was just thinking about like how lucky we are to get to play these games like this,
right,
like, together, and then like analyzing them together and like enjoying them on a level where it's not, because like if I just played it by myself and I was like, I thought it was neat, I spent 100 hours.
Yeah.
Like, there's totally not the same value in that as, like, what we've done here. Even though I don't know that the ratio of value to time adds up quite yet, but...
Well, I think that there's something like, what I hope that we're doing a little bit is exploring why we spend 100 hours on a game like this.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on in these games that actually happens in your brain that, like, you go, fuck yeah, I want to, like, immerse myself in a universe that takes 12 hours to get good.
Right, yeah. And doing this one also, I felt like for the first time in our podcast that this one, like, was worth putting that... the more I pulled things out, the more I got from either the mechanics or the story or the combination of all of it.
Right.
Whereas the other ones, I was kind of like, with 4, I was like, this is getting there, but this is still, like, pretty
rudimentary in a lot of ways. Yeah.
But this is finally hitting that point we talked about in Season 1 of, like, games get to a point where, like, you would have to be crazy to not be interested in them.
Right.
And this is, like, I feel like right at that moment where it was happening.
Well, this also, I think, is doing something that is unique to video games, specifically unique to 60 plus hour video games, which like 6-season television shows can kind of come close to like the amount of time you spend with these characters, the way that like they become a part of your family and you're spending years with them and an insane amount of time, and you like know their universe so well that like it's something that requires so much of you as an audience member to even attempt and enjoy, but what you can get out of it if you're willing to put in the time is really something unique.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So where this episode starts was towards the end of a night. We decided we're going to go to the final dungeon. We just leveled up our lower level characters. And we decided let's have one final meal.
Yeah, let's go to the Del Taco.
Let's go to Del Taco and
eat inside.
Eat inside the restaurant and see, you know, what was this experience like, and also what is every thought that we might have about Del Taco.
Yeah, here it is. Every thought we've ever had about Del Taco.
It's coming out here. For those of you that liked that McDonald's conversation in season 1, get ready. Here we go.
Oh God.
I'm really excited to see the whole final dungeon.
Yeah, me too.
And the whole ending, but I don't want it to be over.
Yeah, it's weird because whereas with 4, even though I was enjoying it, I think for most of the game I still had this attitude, much like the first one, of like I just want to get through it.
Yeah,
you know. But in this one, I really was like, I just want to I want to bask in this game for as long as I can.
Yeah, I want to walk in the woods.
Now we're entering the games that are like tower in my head is like these are these mythical things from like when I was a kid that were like, man, you're probably never gonna beat this, and I never did. Like I'd always started and then I finish it, and like now we're gonna do it, and it's kind of like that mythical status is like gone in a way.
Yeah,
like it's not like a thing like that anymore.
What was the last thing that you ever made it to in that game?
The end of the world. Like the world ends and you feed that guy all the fish, and then
and then
I fed him all the fish, and then I kind of put it down after that.
Okay.
They don't have a salsa bar here.
I just said, where's this famous salsa
At the
bar?
one near me, they have one.
You talked up this big game.
Well, we're at a different one now.
Yeah, I guess so. I gotta say, this is way cleaner in here than I expected.
They're mixing the Coke in-house. They've got the place. The promise land of fast food.
I'm telling you, like, one thing about that 24-hour McDonald's was, like, their Sprite tasted like cleaning fluid, and it was fucking disgusting. They finally fixed it, like, a month ago. I was, like, blown away that they, like, finally had Sprite that tasted like Sprite. But this is, like, really delicious Coke.
I love that you got the cleaning fluid Sprite over and over again enough that you knew when it changed to not suck anymore.
The thing was I would always be like, it's like midnight. I don't want to order something with caffeine. The only non-caffeinated soda is Sprite. I'm just going to keep ordering it as a part of the thing. And then like I would have one sip and be like, ugh. And then that would be it. But then it changed. But then what's amazing is right after this recording, they changed it again to be some other kind of new Sprite that only exists at McDonald's. And I would order it and I would be like, you have regular Sprite? And they'd be like, yeah, regular Sprite. And then what would come would be this Berry Blast thing.
Yeah, I love this place. This has been my go-to late night fast food place forever.
It's been right under my nose. This is 24 hours right next to my 24-hour McDonald's.
It's because you're just like
the Big Mac.
You're programmed for the McDonald's.
Reels me in. I am programmed for the McDonald's.
I could eat a quesadilla like every day and live with myself. I'm not saying it's a good thing to live with, but like every time I eat a Big Mac, when I'm done, I'm always like, it wasn't even warm inside. I'm always like, it was cold.
I could not eat a Big Mac every day. I could eat a cheeseburger every day, but I couldn't eat a Big Mac every day.
I would be really gassy, but I could eat a quesadilla. We should beat this game. We should go do it.
Let's go do it. I'm full. We get back in the car and we're heading back to go finish this game.
If you spend $20 at Del Taco, like you have enough food for like a dozen people.
I don't understand.
I'm telling you, McDonald's large menu is it's costing all of us.
But that was a pretty fucking big menu that they've got.
Not even close, though.
No?
It's like, because it's all made out of the same stuff.
I guess,
you know?
I guess
like,
they're all different combinations.
It's like all different combinations of this, because they got the chicken, they got the steak. The burger is like a little bit weird, but
because
other than the burger, they got...
The burger just seems like it has to be fresh because few enough people order it that they
just throw a burger on the griddle and cook it.
And that's their only burger, it looks like. I didn't see any other mention of any other.
There's no
bacon burger.
There's no bacon.
There's no...
they don't
there's
have
no
any
taco burger. Good for them for going straight old-fashioned American cheeseburger and not being like, well, it's got to have like an enchilada sauce on it.
Yeah, no. And so it's like... Because, they got chicken, steak, and beef, and then this is another thing I like about them, seasonal options.
What?
Every couple months, there's a menu thing that changes. So,
like the McRib?
There will be, like, a time when it's like, we have carnitas. And the carnitas taste like crack. They're amazing and clearly like the fattiest, sheepest, worst part of a pig shredded up in like a sauce.
And those are not available right now?
No, not right now. But like the queso, like that makes the queso crunch taco was a recent addition.
Interesting.
Like that wasn't
That's
there
good.
before.
I was going to comment on how good that was.
Yeah, they kept that after the season ended, but some of the menu items that involved the queso went away. But like,
interesting.
But yeah, it's really
so they're keeping you on your toes.
Yeah, because honest to God, I have driven by Del Taco. I remember as Carnitas month ended, like I was driving by and I saw a sign that was like coming soon, like white queso season or whatever, and I was like, oh shit. And like I went there once going like, I'm gonna get the white queso thing, and they were like, oh, it doesn't start till the weekend, and I was like fuck, so I had to come back again because I was like anticipating the new menu items at Del Taco.
That's so fucking awesome. That's as good, I think, as me going to 2 different McDonald's. You're going back because you're like, do you guys have it in here?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. I was like, is the queso here? And you better believe when I see the sign that says like carnitas are back, I'm gonna be like, oh my god,
yeah.
Carnitas rollers.
Well, now I feel like I've really unlocked a world that I shouldn't have. Like this is a true Pandora's box.
How small are our lives? They're like, we just unlocked a whole world.
There was an optional dungeon, and it was right there, right next to the McDonald's the whole time.
Like, I used to just eat at McDonald's, and then I tried Del Taco, and my life got so much richer.
Damn it. I was like, I feel like I'm in a different era of like, where people are just like making the food.
They don't have milkshakes.
They're making food.
They don't make like weird, they don't make Starbucks drinks.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, they're in there and they're just passionate about making food.
I don't know if I go that far. I don't know about that.
They're not like following instructions out of like some like dark magic book that like creates cheeseburgers out of things that are not cheeseburgers. You know, which I imagine at McDonald's, like the instruction manual is like the Necronomicon of fast food chef instructions. Oh, that water.
You've been waiting for that.
It's almost worth it sometimes, you know, to not drink water.
Yes.
When you really need it. Like, you're eating something really spicy.
Uh-huh.
And you're like, man, I could really use water with this.
But you know what would be even better is if I waited and then
if I waited like half an hour and then I had water.
Then I would be really thirsty. How does that relate to Final Fantasy? Oh my god.
We were gonna go beat the game, then we're like, you know what would be even better instead of beating the game?
Del Taco.
What if we waited and just did more fights?
Right.
And then we went and beat the game.
Oh.
I'm ready. I'm ready now. I'm ready to do it.
We're fueled up. Gassed up.
The vocal cords are greased.
So we're back to it.
We're back. It's later than I anticipated it being.
Right. It's in the evening, you mean, on that day.
Yeah, on that day.
Yeah, but we're in the dinosaur forest, and the first thing we run into is the
fabled,
not dragon.
The brachiosaur.
The brachiosaur.
The brachiosaur. The brachiosaur.
The brachiosaur.
Oh, fuck!
Oh my god! Careful now. Yeah, throw something serious at him. Yeah.
Thunderblade?
Sure.
Sketch.
I can't believe we're seeing him with the person who would sketch, you know? Missed.
What? No. What?
It just blew everybody away.
Blew everyone away.
Aww.
How do you avoid that?
I don't know how to avoid that.
We've been hunting for this brachiosaur for how many episodes now?
Like 5?
We thought it was a dragon, now we know it's not, but we finally find it, and it sneezes and the fight is over.
Right. Like, right at the start, too. Like, we're like 2 turns in, and it's over.
Anyway.
Fuck this
we don't
brachiosaur.
feel the need to defeat this brachiosaur.
I think we run into him one more time, and we're like, oh my god, let's try it. And then the same thing happens. Aww. The brachiosaur can rarely drop a relic that cuts the MP cost of spells to 1.
What?
Yeah.
It rarely drops that.
That's what it said.
Oh.
Oh my god, here we are. We ran into the brachiosaur again.
Like, immediately.
Well, last time he just blew us all away, so... blew us away.
Man. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how to go about fighting it.
Well, let's do it. Let's beat the game. And I think I mean that.
Yeah, I do too.
Kefka can't blow the world up again and us go to like an even furtherly destroyed world. And yeah, there's nothing else to do. You're certainly not going to remember something and cause...
Well, because what you don't want to do is get there to the final thing and then realize that actually you got to... You know, it's like you pack up the car to go on a trip and you leave and you're almost to the entrance to the freeway, but you're like, oh shit, I forgot my compass. And home is only 10 minutes away, and it's going to be a 6-hour drive. But how often do you actually want to turn around at that point and go back home?
And how important is that compass, really?
I know. I mean, are you really going to be doing any kind of, like, geocaching or trekking? Or, like, what are you going to do with it?
But the car's packed up, so let's get on the road. Get the team back together a third time. And, I mean, just as there's the ground, there's the underground.
That's true.
And then there's also the moon.
I'm going to unequip everything from everybody.
What do you think's happening on the moon in this world?
I don't think they have a moon.
No moon?
No one's talked about it at all.
We never really see the sky, huh?
No, it's impossible to see the sky. It's time to break into Kefka's domain. I am like look at the hair on my arms. Audience, look at it.
He's got goosebumps.
I'm like, the fact that we're about to go see the final dungeon, I'm like more psyched now than I was the first time.
Yeah.
Because like the anticipation for getting here for us.
6 months of work.
I know. Like from the editing bay. Like,
right. Like
I'm so excited for past us.
I can't believe it.
Going into this place.
We're actually here. It's Kefka's Tower.
I mean, just to try to encapsulate this moment that is being recorded right now is us entering the final phase of like a project that's taken us forever.
Yeah.
And at the same time getting the excitement of that with the taste of the excitement of playing another Final Fantasy game finally within reach, all inside of me.
There's so much excitement.
Pushing my fucking hairs out of my skin.
There's a lot of anticipation. It has been coming to this for so long.
What's wrong, Celeste? The statues give the Espers life. Terra might die.
But don't they have to be like in equal alignment or whatever? Can we just push them back into the right spots, or do we have to...
I mean, I don't know. I guess the plan is we're going to destroy magic forever. We still haven't played a Final Fantasy game where we're like on board with the main plan.
Well, they never. It's always like, well, wouldn't it be better if we used the power? Like that's kind of generally our attitude. Is like, if that kind of power exists and it's in our pocket, then
right, that is our attitude. I mean, how could it go wrong if we were king of the world?
If absolute power is in our hands,
why don't we just make Terra the queen of the world?
she's a baby. She doesn't know anything. So, like, instead of keeping the 3 branches of government in balance with each other...
It's kind of weird. Once we got everyone together, you would think that they'd be like, what's our plan? That scene is missing.
The end of this game becomes amazingly directionless. There's like a vague sense of like stop Kefka, but there's not.
Whenever somebody does join up, they're always like, I'm ready to go, let's get that guy.
Yeah.
We're gonna take back our world. But it seems like Kefka is chilling in his tower, he destroyed the world and is doing nothing else. Like, everybody could just rebuild now and not even bother with him. He's like God.
Yeah, Kefka is now god of this world.
He's like up there, but like, and he used to do a lot of stuff. Like he would raid.
Yeah, I mean, he
down.
like restructured the whole world, but it seems like since then he hasn't had any like big moves he's made.
Well, no, he's shooting a beam down at people. Like he's still killing people who aren't worshiping him and stuff.
If that's happening right
Yeah,
now. Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah, God still kills people, but that's it. That's all.
We don't see it happen, but he's like they're all like the light of judgment. It's like when you walk into that town, that house is on fire.
The light of judgment, yeah.
So among this discussion, we're also forming our 3 parties.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have to leave a couple people out.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather have this guy than Cyan?
Definitely. I mean, Cyan is
And
just
this
like
guy.
a straight up bad person.
He's not. He's yeah.
Like they're acting like he's our friend. I don't like him.
I mean, bad things have happened to him, but he's done some terrible things.
Like everybody else has had a complicated element, you know.
No one else did the things he did.
I think he's irredeemable. So because we're going to make 3 groups of 4 each, and we have 14 people total, not 12, 2 are getting left behind.
Yeah, so that's this discussion of like who really deserves to be there at the end.
And we know that Cyan does not.
Yeah, and the thing that sucks is I'm like, I kind of want Mog there, but like I just can't justify it.
Right.
You know, sorry, we just don't have room for a slam dancing rat.
Cyan and the Moogle stay behind. And we land at the top of the tower. So this is a huge place filled with treasures.
Well, it's unclear if this is the tippy top or like a outcropping of some kind somewhere.
We're on what looks kind of like the floating continent, like conceptually.
Yeah.
But it's a different kind of place.
They've added some more vibes.
Did we drop down in 3 different locations?
Yeah, that drops you in 3 different spots.
Yeah, okay. So each person, we're going to attack it from the top, and also the top.
Yeah, well, it becomes sort of apparent that this is like a winding labyrinth type place where like you land on the tower, but then you go in it and you're going up it and down it and around it.
I think people said that like land masses floated to the center of the world and like made this tower.
I've noticed if you look at it on the world map, the tower's at the center of like a big spiral, so you can kind of imagine the whole land like twisting into like
like it was like a whirlpool of pulling in the land and then it became this tower. So it's like part land. Anyway, there's a bunch of puzzles on it that require 3 different people.
Yeah, it's like part land, part Magitech facility, part like tentacle, all tower.
So this is going to be an even more complicated version of the puzzle dungeon that we were doing with 2 people. I have fully fallen in love with this game.
Yeah, it's good.
Like, you know, when you get like 50, 60 hours in, that's like when you really, really love a game.
That's when you tell the game, you know? That's when you can say it out loud.
Right.
And you know that it'll say it back.
Right. When you feel comfortable enough, you've taken all of your emotional armor off.
Right.
And you're like, you can just be with a person.
And like, you know what game I really appreciated our time together, and it like slides over and it's like X attack. Puts his hand on your knee.
Also, you know, we were having major inventory issues in early games. But with this game, I just don't have any of those.
Inventory issues are over.
Oh man, those inventory issues that the past games always used to lay on you and say that this is your fault.
All of that baggage that they didn't have.
Yeah. The baggage is so much better in this game.
They've got so much more empty space in their baggage. There's enough room on the cartridge for inventory.
Oh my god. Place looks serious.
Well, it is the final dungeon. I hope it is. I hope we get some challenges here, you know?
Yeah.
That would be great.
It looks serious and we're already kicking ass. This is...
Seems like that can open.
There's something
Let's
there.
see if
Is that like an elevator type thing on the other side of the wall, maybe?
Take someone else.
Yeah. Are there any switches to stand
What
on?
are these?
We've got to get the right people standing on the right switches so that the other people can walk through the right doors.
Yeah.
You all know how it is.
Yeah, it seems complicated, but then you kind of realize when you get stuck, you just switch to the next person and walk until they can't go anymore.
Right,
Then you
and
switch.
something will happen.
Yeah.
Are there tubes to go through? I feel like
Oh, there's tubes to go through. Okay.
Okay. I feel like they're going to start taking everything that we know and putting it all together. Every graphical mistake they've made is coming together in this part.
Oh, yeah. The lesson about it looks like you can't walk here, but you can.
Right.
Yeah.
It's everything's coming together.
Hey, look, there's jail cells, toilets.
Oh, they got indoor plumbing here. Who's that?
Looks like a dragon to me.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Oh, boy. Atma.
Oh,
again.
here we go. Forgotten in the river of time. I've had an eternity to ponder the meaning of things, and now I have an answer. Well, what is it? Is it that we should die?
He's got machines in him.
gears in his back. Yeah, we're fighting Atma.
Who we find in a jail cell.
Right. I don't know. He's taking a shit.
He's said he's had an eternity to think about all things, and
Maybe that's the joke, is that he's in the bathroom
he's been in jail since we left.
Well, I was
going to
say
like,
it's a bathroom because it's like a toilet, and he's just like, for eternity I've been pondering.
Yeah, I wondered, now
My
that we're
poop
talking
is
about
almost
jokes,
over.
is this a joke that he's been like, I've been thinking for a long time?
Yeah, I don't know, because he doesn't tell me what it is.
Well, what I was going to say is that thematically, this all adds up to, like, it's like I don't know how to put this. This is like a pro-mortality game.
Right.
Like, Kefka's thing is he's like, and once you reach a certain point, like, everything is pointless.
Right, and then this is like, you need turnover in thinking of generation after
Because otherwise,
generation.
if you just kept thinking, of course the conclusion you would come to would be like, fuck all this.
Well, actually, that's actually one of my favorite Steve Jobs quotes, was him saying at that commencement speech that death is the greatest invention of life because it clears out the old to make way for the new.
Right, and then everyone thought it was totally weird how he held up his hands and said, I have become death, and I am now God. Behold the new iPhone.
And then he started throwing lightning down on towns, and it was the light of judgment. It was a weird keynote. I want to know the answer to the question he's been pondering. Oh my god. There's something we missed.
What?
I'll tell you. Oh, you doing max damage.
Well, she's morphed.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
Second stringers over here.
So we beat Atma.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's got this whole existential spiel about how he's like, I'm more powerful and the answer to life is death, and we just, like, slap him.
Right.
He backs down.
We kill him. You know, the momentum in this dungeon is picking up.
I know, because I'm getting excited, because it's like, this isn't even our best guys. And
Right.
we're doing max damage. We got the 99999s popping off.
It's awesome. And so I look up and I make a discovery about something that we missed. Okay, so this is a bummer. I don't know exactly what we want to do about this, because we were looking at that rock and we were like, "There's something with that rock. It was below ground." If we go to Thamasa, that town, with Strago and Realm in the party,
how did we not think of that?
they'll discover that Gung Ho is injured. This causes a cave to appear in the rock. The cave's dark. The player has only a small circular area of sight. There's a path blocked by a treasure chest, which, you know, like there's a thing here. There's something about coral. Like, I want to stop reading because I don't know.
I mean, we could load and go do that tonight and then beat this another time.
Yeah, because you did all that fucking work to get this party together.
It's already 10:13. We're just not going to have time to do that, and...
Well, let's figure out how badly we want to do that. You put in a lot of work just getting that fucking party together.
Yeah, but it's like not that much work. It's like I entered some...
I mean, what do you think?
I would say we just press on and beat the game. 'Cause if it's like we get an item, who cares really?
I don't even know what it's really gonna get you. It's really just that there's like a location. I'm like, oh, it's a whole little like dungeon, like a mini dungeon we missed.
Yeah,
But I could
go either way.
Well, because this says the cave is dark and the player only has a small circular area of sight. The path to Haidon which is, I guess, some a beast that was hunted by Strago and Gung Ho in their youth. There's a path is blocked by a talking treasure chest that will not let players pass until fed enough coral.
I think you can hear the hair on my arms becoming flaccid. Which is how you can traditionally tell that a man has lost his excitement is the hair is no longer stiff.
This doesn't sound like exciting to go do to you. There's going to be a thing with
just
the
like
thing?
remember as you brought this up deflating. Because like I knew that the only real answer was we had to go do it.
And you were like, I can't stay late tonight, so this also means that we're probably not going to finish the game
yeah, I'm
tonight.
trying to remember. I had to get up early the next day.
Yeah.
Because that's right. I was going to the wedding I had bought the suit for. The unfolding of life was happening.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, I can't stay up till like past. I have to be in bed by like 1.
So the question is like, are we going to just finish the game tonight, or are we going to do this and then break? And then come back and finish.
I mean, part of it too, I think, is I was disappointed enough in my hair becoming flaccid, of not reaching skin orgasm across my body, that I had sort of made up my mind. Well, if we go do that other thing, I'm not sticking around to beat the game because that's it.
Right.
We're just gonna go do that, and I'm gonna leave.
It's not even blue balls. It's flaccid.
Oh, it's already over.
It's
I'm
over.
like, I don't even want to come anymore.
The player must travel through Ebot's rock, collecting coral from the treasure chests that the chests will move. The player must feed the chest 22 pieces of coral all at once in order to pass. Feeding it less will do nothing but deplete the player's supply of coral collected. So you need 22 pieces of coral and feed it all at once.
It's also like you found the worst thing.
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't we have something cool left? It's like, it's not like you're describing, oh my god, and there's a secret thing with Shadow where he tells Realm that he's his father and he takes his mask off. It's like, oh, if you take Strago back to his hometown, he wanders around in a cave with no lights.
Yeah. Picking up boxes and putting them in another box.
You gotta make sure that you have exactly 22 coral and not less and not more. It's just like, no. And we gotta do it for who? For Gung Ho. For a guy we've never heard of. Like, it sucks. Yeah, we should probably do it.
Yeah, I'm back on the airship.
So we get back on the airship for one last big tour around the world.
Yet again. Okay, yeah, let's see what happens. Because that would have bothered me a lot when we realized, like, that fucking rock, we knew there was one thing, we knew there was something there we didn't know. But I can't overcome that. Like,
Well,
that's not even on my mind.
I think you're totally right, though, because it's totally like... I think if we had gone through the end of the game without learning that until afterwards, we wouldn't have cared.
Right.
But since we know at a time when
Right.
we can do something about it, there's no way to go through it and then not care, because you can't even know for sure that you wouldn't have cared.
Right.
You know? Like, it's now that you have this information... It's
For
really
me,
like...
it's going like, well, we played that game 97% complete. Fuck. Like, that's always going to hurt
Yeah,
me.
that's
and that's
never
a stupid
good.
thing to think.
Well, I mean, but I think it's worse knowing it before it's over.
Yeah, I think
because
you're
like
right.
once it's over and you only have 97% complete, you're like, well,
all right.
I don't feel so bad. Like nothing's
Right, yeah,
different about the world.
Well, we're off to Ebot's Rock.
Or anyway,
Epcot's Rock.
Realm is
It's
like
as fun as that Epcot ball that you described.
it's as fun as the Epcot ball, and Realm is like, yay, we're back home. And we're like, yeah.
We go to Thamasa with Relm and Strago.
Which I also want to point out, it's never explained why the fuck neither of them went back home when the world was ruined. Strago joined a cult and Realm was a painter.
You're right. They don't explain what happened to lead them to those places. But fuck it.
Whatever.
Yeah, we're back. It's like old times. Just like old times.
Time to relax. Home sweet home.
Grandpa, this is terrible. Gung Ho's hurt.
Gung Ho? Who is that?
Not my old friend.
Who did this to you? It was Haidon, the beast you and I used to hunt. I almost had it. Whoa, you took on Haidon?
Oh, cough, 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 cough.
Strago, please, you must avenge me.
We were about to kill a god.
I know.
And now Strago is like, a monster is alive? You
From
don't say, my
childhood?
god, something has to be done about this.
My friend is... The best is that he gets home and he's like, home sweet home. And
Time
it's like,
to relax. Like, he's
Right.
talking as though
We
this
weren't-
is over, like, we beat the game.
Right. Nope.
Ooh, cough, cough. Gramps, why are you hesitating? Well, I'm an old man, and it killed this guy. I spent my youth chasing that creature. To do it again at this age is more than I bargained for.
I agree.
Gung-ho, rest easy. I'll do it for you. Now that I have a team of badasses with me.
It's true. I got a guy who does 8 attacks at
Grandpa, you don't think you're going alone, do you? Come on, get on with it, guys.
spent too many years. Yeah, seriously, get on with
But Grandpa, this obsession of yours could easily slay... Obsession? He just talked about it for the first time ever. You're my grandfather. I can't sit idly by and just let you go.
He had never mentioned it before.
Sorry, Realm. I'm so grateful that you care. As its name implies, the hide-on is extremely difficult to find. Oh, hides. Hide.
Gotcha.
Next up, Ebot's Rock.
No, he's not going alone.
This is like when Realm didn't come with us. You remember? And then she followed us there.
Kind of. That's not something that I really remember.
Well, when we first got Strago and Realm...
So now that we know that, a cave appeared on this island. Mm-hmm. There's no explanation for that?
Nope.
Boy, you sound thrilled to be here.
Well, yeah, I know. You're trying to, like, riff on, like, and this doesn't make sense.
And you're
I'm
like, the game was over.
I'm like, I know it doesn't make sense.
Fuck this.
But you walk into this cave. This is how much of an afterthought this entire story is. And this is probably why I think Strago and Realm entirely could be cut from the game. It's like Strago's story is there's a treasure chest in a cave that's hungry and you got to feed it so it'll move out of the way.
And then once it moves out of the way, you can find a monster that hides that's
Called a
bothering
hide-on.
nobody.
That bothered his friend Gung-ho,
Right.
who we've never met. Like, who? Come on,
Who
guys.
cares at this point?
I'm hungry. Hungry, 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 hungry. Feed me. Otherwise, I won't let you by.
This is the treasure chest talking, insisting that you feed him some coral.
I like to eat, quote, coral. Have any? Hand over some coral.
Skinflint. Is that what he said?
He said skinflint.
Is that a name for a dick?
I don't think so.
No. I'm thinking skinflute.
I think he was just like, dag-nabbit.
I was thinking.
I got 5 pieces of coral out of that box.
So the way you find coral in this final activity is you wander around in this cave where you can't see anything. There's like one spotlight on your character. And you step on teleporters that teleport you randomly to other points in the cave where there's chests that have coral.
Right.
So you're kind of wandering around a maze that you can't reliably make your way around.
Yeah, you just keep going, and then you hopefully the next room will be randomly the right one.
Right, because you're trying to get 22 pieces of coral.
Right.
Because if you get less and bring it to this treasure chest, he won't be sated. And it's not like he'll need enough to get him to 22. You'll just need to go find 22. Again.
Right. And so here we are collecting
Getting
coral.
22 coral.
Oh my god, fuck. Okay, so...
A piece of coral?
I need 22.
That's what it said.
I have 6.
If you give him less than 22, you're just giving it away for free. I don't know how you would know that, other than just trial and error, being like, maybe if I do it with 20.
Yeah, it's totally just...
Maybe I
you'd
do it
have
with
to get a
25.
Get a lot. Okay.
13, 15.
We had to do one more chop.
One more chop left before it's all over.
Okay, now I just want to get out of here.
Because the teleporters are like random, we can't find the room with the chest in it.
We can't make it back.
We have coral. Where's the guy? I remember you ran into him really quickly. Do you remember, like...
And then I ran into him twice. It's like I walked up, I stepped on a teleporter, he was right there, and then...
But this is putting you back at, like, the very beginning, if you remember the first route that you took.
I walked up to a square and stepped on it.
And then he was right there.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
What is this? Epcot's Rock?
Ebot. Epcot's Rock.
EBOT.
Yeah. I wish we had Mog in our party right now. What? Why? Why does it keep taking me back to the save point?
Don't know. It doesn't say anything about, like, a route through this room again. Like, what the fuck?
Here it is.
Oh my god. Hand over the coral. Munch, munch, munch. No, what a feast!
I'm completely full. Blurp, phew.
I love how...
Oh yeah, you want to pass through here, right? That's hide on.
Time to fuck him up. Hide on his hide nights.
Here he is. It's Hydon. Finally, we finally found Hydon. I mean, once you get 22 coral, you then you wander around in a cave until you find the chest, and then you fight a boss. It's like this thing was built as a proof of concept for like this is how a dungeon could work.
Yeah,
like, you have to do a thing until you fight a boss.
It's like there was an intern who was like, "Can I design a dungeon for the game?"
Yeah,
and they were like, "You can in your free time, but like don't." And then they were like, it's good enough to just, like, drop in. Why not? You know what I've been sensing off of you for the last 20 minutes? That you didn't want to do this at all, and you want to be going and finishing the final dungeon and beating this game right now, but you're like, just get me, just let's do it.
Yeah, because
I can feel it coming.
I don't feel like we have time to beat the game tonight. And I was like ready, man.
I know, I was feeling the same way.
I mean, you're right. We should have come to do it, but I didn't want to.
No, I know.
Fine.
Yeah, no. But do you really think that the night is shot for that?
I think that's going to take several hours at least. And I do have to actually get up in the morning and take care of stuff before work tomorrow. So
You
I
do?
don't really want to stay up all night.
Nice. We beat him.
Yeah.
We beat Hydon. How are your arm hairs feeling after that?
Yay, we beat Hydon.
The lack of enthusiasm is really palpable. So it's 10:40. Do you not want to enter the dungeon?
I mean,
I actually beat Hydon. I have to tell Gung Ho he is avenged. Gung Ho. You're not going to believe it. I beat him. What's all the hullabaloo? So we go back to Thamasa where Strago's like, you're not going to believe it, old friend who's now like in bed because you were hurt by Hydon.
Mm-hmm.
I beat Hydon. I defeated Hydon.
The twist to this amazing tale is that Gung Ho was never really hurt.
And
he just wanted to show Strago that he still had some vitality left.
Yeah, and he never thought that Strago would actually do it. I don't know. This is...
Or did it? I don't know. He was like, I just wanted to spur you to action, old friend. And Strago should have been like, do you know what I'm doing with my life? I am the most action-oriented old man around.
Yeah.
This story doesn't make sense at all.
No, and it's like, in the post-apocalypse, do you still worry about, like, your childhood
Yeah, it's totally
monsters?
like, what if Edgar's... Because, you know, how Edgar let those thieves go? He was like, they're thieves, but the world is ending. We got bigger things to worry about.
Right, exactly.
Like, Strago is like, there's a monster out there, and I'm like, that's the only thing that's out there. There's only monsters. Like, I don't understand.
But Gung Ho is really surprised.
Yeah, Gung Ho can't believe it. He killed a monster. Everyone has fucking magic, Gung Ho. Where have you been living?
You beat Hydon? You're lying.
It's like we were going to beat the game, and now it's like, who cares about this?
I know, exactly. That's what I think is so funny about this. I didn't know any better. I can't believe this. This has to be a joke. Oh my god, we beat Hydon.
And Gung Ho is fine.
That evening.
Gung Ho died that evening. There I was, in a cave that seemed endless. Then, before I knew it, Hydon appeared.
It did seem endless. I stared Hydon straight in the eye, lifted my staff, kabow! Thwack! Crash! I wanted to show my enemy the true meaning of the word hero, and then... After hearing the tall tale version of what we just did from Strago...
Yeah, definitely.
Gung Ho goes and talks to Realm, and Realm's like, I know you were faking your wounds. It's really
thanks
weird.
for giving my grandpa a reason to live.
Yeah.
It's not like for the whole game Strago has been like, and I am too old to be of any use to anybody. That's not his thing.
That would have been great.
Only Strago could have been taken in by that performance. You tricked him into going into that cave to defeat his past enemy.
What the?
Or something. We did it.
We did it. Yay. Well, let's go back into this dungeon and maybe we can pick up right where we left off.
Now let's see how far we can get.
Yeah, I mean, do you really want to stop right now?
No, but I was hoping to go home at like midnight or 1, you know?
Yeah.
And that seems...
Well, For what it's worth, I do think that this is going to take time, yes. But we're pretty well leveled. Like, I don't think that we're going to be smacking our heads against the wall.
No, that's true.
So we're back in the final dungeon.
Yeah.
Trying to get it back before the night is over.
Yeah, and I think I realize I can't, and I don't want to end the game on this note, and we'll just have to come back and do it when I actually want to.
Yeah, we've got time to settle in and have a little fun in this dungeon.
Yeah.
Fun in the dunge.
The fun dunge.
The fungeon. So we run into a big monster that's like, it's called an evil Oscar. It's got a big mouth and a bunch of like tentacles around it that are kind of like hair-like.
It's better known as a Marlboro
Right.
from the other games.
Evil Oscar.
Are they Oscar the Grouches? Is that where that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, these enemies are usually called like a Marlboro.
Right. But what,
The
like,
idea that they're Oscar the Grouch is pretty good.
right?
Yeah.
That might be, I might be onto something. Why else would they call them Oscar?
Just cause. Well, I mean, most of the enemies in this game, it's like, why are they called that? I don't know.
There's
Critic.
a critic I don't have an answer for you.
But there are a ton that are just totally like, what, if anything, is the thought behind this?
But a lot of them are variations on dogs and wolves and...
But even
Like,
a lot of the
them
dogs
make
are called like Fred and stuff. You
No,
know, it's like.
none of the dogs are named Fred.
But I feel
What
like there
dog
was,
is named
what,
Fred?
wasn't there a bulldog we saw that was not even called anything like bulldog? It was
Yeah.
called like Ranger or something. It was
Yeah,
like
there was
some
something
random
like
ass
that.
name.
I think it was Ralph.
Yeah.
There was a dog named
The
Ralph.
point stands. Most of the names are not even descriptions
Yeah.
of what they are.
It could be anything. But no, now this has got me thinking maybe that's like a subtle reference to like what's the name of the bulldog that would show up in the old Looney Tune cartoon, or like the Tom and Jerry, or you know the old cartoon bulldog.
I just made up Ranger. I don't know that that's what it was called.
No, I know, but like I think its name now I'm realizing may have been a reference that we didn't get.
Oh, it could have been.
Whereas the Oscar, I just figured it out.
You did. Yeah,
And this
there's
game's actually like there's a bunch of them.
Sesame Street.
You got to get your head into 1995. What were the references that would have been
The
adjacent?
hot references in 1995. Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar the Grouch was the hot thing. You want to start running away from fights? Because we went out, we got buffed, we got swole,
We did.
we walked in the woods, and then we got properly equipped. We went out on our adventure. Like I said at the beginning of the first episode of the podcast,
We did it this time.
we did it this time.
We did. Oh, I found a dragon sitting in like a throne room.
Awesome. Oh, he's running around you.
We find one of the dragons, which means we've only got one left.
Yeah, after we beat this one dragon will be left. We got Team Edgar.
Golden dragon. One dragon left.
Like, at least they're packing this final dungeon full of enemies we haven't seen.
We were wondering why there's only like one enemy type in most of the dungeons in the game. They're probably like all in here. What a dick.
You know, if we want to play video games, we can also, like, play a game that's not a Final Fantasy game. In between seasons.
I don't want to play another JRPG with you in between playing Final Fantasy. No, come on, dude. No offense, but like,
No, I know.
my video game playing when it's not this is I go home and I mindlessly play an MMO that I don't even find fun just because it like takes nothing to do. And it doesn't end and it doesn't begin. It just goes and it's just like, huh. I walked into this place, so there's 3 switches here.
This final dungeon is a series of that Switch game.
Right, and you get to kind of like...
And I don't mean the Nintendo Switch
Right.
game.
You get to the ultimate Switch game where there's like a series of 3 rooms and 3 bosses that all require all 3 switches to be activated in the right order.
I thought the ultimate Switch game was that one where you like milk the cow with the Joy-Con.
Oh, you try to guess how many ice cubes
Yeah,
are in
exactly.
the
That's the
Joy-Con?
ultimate Switch
The
game.
ultimate Switch game. The best one.
There's also weights up there that it looks like you can push onto the switches. Oh, this tower is like the old Magicite research facility, but it's been turned crazy.
We get into a random encounter with 2 dragons, and there is 1 dragon left, so I'm wondering, is this it? Is this the dragon?
No,
These are just,
random fight.
like, the final dragon is 2 dragons. The hidden 9th dragon.
Hidden 9th dragon.
The twin. It's beginning to look more and more like we're going to get to a place where hopefully there will be a save point before the boss.
I really hope there is, because I'm getting very tired. It would be different if I didn't have to do stuff before work tomorrow and if I hadn't been at work all day already.
Right. Because I feel great, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
But I didn't do either of those things and don't have that tomorrow.
Just what you asked for, audience. A season that's all about being an adult.
Yeah, that's what this season
That's
is
why
about.
people listen to this show, right?
And that's what's really coming across overall, I think. Yeah, that's what this season's theme is.
It might be.
It might be. No, it really might be.
It might be.
It really might be. Is it?
I don't know. I don't think so. I really don't.
I think there's hints of more growing up this season than there were in the previous seasons.
What I would say to this is that the idea that being an adult means anything is stupid to begin with. Like prison isn't full of adults or something? I don't understand. What was I trying to say back then?
We're not running away from our responsibilities. You know, we're taking our time and doing it right. Mm-hmm. One of the items that we're using, or weapons that Setzer has, is the set of fixed dice, which I remember I was like, how do you fix dice?
Which even, again, back to his gambling theme, even if your dice are fixed, it'd still be better to use something that has no randomness.
Right, exactly.
Oh, those dice could be more fixed than that, Setzer. Come on.
Yeah, they should roll exactly the same every time, actually.
I don't think fixed dice work like that.
No?
No, they can. You weight them so that they have like a higher probability because they're not going to.
Then they're going to be obvious.
Yeah, but because they would first of all be obvious, and second of all, I think it just can't work like that because you're still like rolling a thing. But like you definitely can definitely can if you're playing more than one game with them, it'll come out in your favor in the long run.
Yeah, I never really thought about it because I only really see that kind of concept in like sci-fi situations where like somebody can like with their mind fix the dice.
They have psychic dice. That's different than fixed dice.
Exactly.
They're like this thing goes like when Toph is cheating in Last Airbender and she like moves the rock.
Right. Yeah, I just never thought too deeply about the actual practicality of fixed dice.
I think it's like they shave the sides. It's like a slight. It can even be like a slight difference, but it's like I'm going to be playing dice all day long.
Right.
So like by the end of the day, like
if I can turn the house's odds to my odds. Yeah. Well, no, I think you wanted to go down.
Shit, you're right.
So we make it to a save point and we stop playing, but we have like more discussion about like where are we at right now.
Yeah, and this is probably like the halfway point of the dungeon. Mm-hmm. Like I think it's floor space wise more than halfway, but there's like some boss fights and stuff that take some time coming up.
I mean, maybe there's not much left actually, but that would feel weird, right? Like,
well, there's one more dragon. I think. I
guess what I'm saying is like we're in a tower,
right?
And like we haven't really like
even entered the
tower,
right? Yeah. I think unfortunately the responsible choice is to end right now. There we go. You win again, game.
I don't feel like that.
I know, but like, I just on the level of like. You win, you are longer.
You're longer than I thought.
You're longer than, yeah.
Oh my god, water is so good.
Yeah, we're like made of it.
But did you ever think that like maybe the water is what's been conscious this whole time and it just wanted to get more lead in it, so it led to us?
It wanted to get more lead in it?
Just water wants lead.
Lead?
That's why there's so much lead in all the water now. All in Michigan.
Oh, they want the lead.
The water wants the lead.
The water created creatures and intelligence so that eventually that intelligence would contaminate the water with lead.
Yeah.
Because it can't find that naturally in any way. Did you ever think about that? No, I didn't. I hadn't.
Think about it.
It's hard to think about.
The water is betraying us.
Yeah. We're just a vessel for it to pollute itself and then in turn us. Because eventually, part of what it did in the process of that was it didn't immunize us to lead being in the water, which would have been conducive. If it really wanted lead in its water, then it wouldn't have made it harmful to us, because then we won't want it in the water, and we're going to end up creating a battle between us and the water, where we have to fight the water.
We have to fight the water.
Dude, this is a movie. We're going to fight the water. We're definitely going to lose.
Alright.
And there's, like, good waters that are, like, on our side, and it's, like, the ones that have, like, gotten to know us real well, because it's, like, a part of us.
Alright, good night.
And that's part 1 of the finale.
Yeah, we did the responsible thing, and I went home and went to bed, but you don't have to do the responsible thing and only listen to one episode about Final Fantasy this week, because there's another one right now.
It's available for you right now. You can go listen to that. But wait 1 second, because there's always the thing at the end of the episode. So there's always the
episode's
dessert.
Not over yet.
Yeah.
Time it works like that.
We did our incredible Blue Balls experience of going into the dungeon and then leaving. We went to Del Taco. We know that experience. And next week, this whole thing is going to finally come. And by next week, I mean literally right now. Right now,
this week, it ends.
It's coming to an end. So please rate and review us on iTunes and do all of that. We'll tell you that again at the end. Oh, let's do the billboard segment.
Yeah, this week, I was just told to go walk in front of Kefka's tower.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a little nervous about it, but...
Well, let's go take a walk over there. It's like got an open, spirally land mass that leads to it. Let's go walk the spiral. Ominous around here.
Oh, this is the kind of ground that cuts you as you walk on it.
Yeah.
This is shattered earth.
I'm glad I wear my sneakers. Well, I don't really see the billboard, but do you hear something?
Oh, wait. The sky is opening up.
Yeah, it sounds like he put a bunch of megaphones on the side of the tower.
Wait, I think...
Can you hear that? Is that
Kefka?
Kefka? Is he screaming from this tower about the billboard? Hang on, let's listen. Heh, your god and ruler Kefka demands that you listen to Order of the Straight Arrow, a King of the Hill podcast. A podcast that rewatches King of the Hill and has me dancing mad with laughter during each episode. Those who listen will be spared the light of judgment. Those who do not will regret it. We Matanye. Find Order of the Straight Arrow podcast on Apple Podcasts and Podbean. Google and more coming soon. On Twitter and Instagram at OOTSAKOTH Pod. Facebook, Order of the Straight Arrow. Is he just doing that on repeat? Is he screaming this from the tower?
Oh, man. You know, I would be terrified, except that I love King of the Hill.
King of the Hill is awesome.
Coming from Texas, I fucking love that show.
It's called Order of the Straight Arrow, this podcast. We should totally listen to this.
I plan on it.
Yeah, we Matanye. Well, Kefka's taken over our ads?
You know, now that I think about it, if he were running the ad company the whole time, it wouldn't surprise me, because they've been fucking dicks.
Oh, man. Yeah, maybe he has been in charge of all this the whole time, because this has been an awful experience. Well, we've got one more billboard left, so we're going to find out what that is on the part 2 of the finale. But for now, thank you to Order of the Straight Arrow podcast. Go find them. Let's get out of here.
Check it out and rewatch all of King of the Hill right now. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it.
I saw it just came on Hulu.
I can fully endorse that.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of here.
Yes.
Go back to the studio. Thank you so much to the Order of the Straight Arrow podcast for that billboard. If you're interested in a billboard, get in touch with us at nocatpodcast@gmail.com. We were thinking of making some changes for next season to that whole process. So we'll talk more about that on the next episode. And for now, rate and review us on iTunes and all that bullshit.
Tell a friend about us.
But as you go into the next meal, as you finish your meal, have a dessert.
Get gluttonous today.
Have a dessert and then go right into your next meal. So with that, here's the no one can know about this dessert.
Oh, I couldn't possibly.
Here's a little clock chocolate for you.
If I ever run for office, I'm going to run on like a gentler garbage program. Treats your cans with respect.
Right.
You know?
Because that's the number one issue that the people worry about right now.
Well, maybe this can unite us instead of dividing us, Jeff. Did you ever think of that?
I just would hate to drive a fucking garbage truck up this hill.